Hi, welcome to the Alternative Energy Project, and we're going to be doing this right here in day 5 and 6. You found it, so obviously you're there. And if you look in here, I do have a copy of the assignment that we'll be going through in a little bit. It's Alternative Energy Project down here. It is due on the second to the last day of my class, so whichever day that is, the 28th or the 29th. That's also the day of the test, so pretty much by this day you're testing. You're not going to have a lot of time to work on your video. Also, you'll notice that on here, I tell you what I'm doing with you in class, and then you're going to have about 15 minutes of project time to really pick your energy sources and start doing a little bit of research. As you go down here, I do have information available for you. So if it's on nuclear or solar or hydroelectric and tidal and all of that, some of the information you can actually find here. These top ones in here where it says background info, and it'll say that on all 4 alternative energy days. This is a broken up part of my notes. So if you look at these, there's no points, they're not due, nothing like that. But I do have a number of, like solar, it's a renewable energy, top countries that use it, videos on it, on different aspects and different types and different ways it's used. You can pictures that go with it. These are the pandas in the solar fields in China. Tesla, a little bit about them and the solar roof and how we can use it. And then as we get down here, you're going to really be looking at how we're using that. So please make sure you know that those resources are available to you and when the due date is. So if you go down here to the test day, you'll actually see the place where you're going to upload. So this is your Alternative Energy Project is due on this day. When you go in here, here's all the information. You're going to post your video, and this presentation is done in video form, just like I'm doing now. You can choose to show yourself or not choose to show yourself, but I do expect to hear your voice. So this is kind of a combination of a presentation, but without you having to stand up in front of everyone. You don't have to show me your face, that's entirely optional, but I do need to hear your voice. So what you're going to do down here is when you upload yours, you're going to include your name and your topics. You're picking 2, and then you're going to do a link to your video. So Diane, okay, apparently I can't type. Not now. Operator error. So I'd put Diane Ludvigsen, and I'd put geothermal and solar, if those were my 2 choices. And then what I'm going to do is go down here and insert content, and you're going to insert your link, and you're just going to copy paste whatever your link was, and then you would insert, and then you would post. So now I know who posted it. I need to know what your topic is, and here's the link to it. That's what I'm expecting to see. This is actually a YouTube video introducing the first day of class today, so you could look at that again, but I'll probably have it erased by the time you get there. This is where I need you to pay attention, because I need to know that you have heard the expectations for this project, you understand how this is being used. It is called the Alternative Energy Project. For you, it's either due on May 28th or 29th. You should work on this as you have time during the Alternative Energy Unit. You will be sharing some presentation on the last day of school, so you should expect that someone else is going to watch your presentation. In fact, it's a minimum of 4 that all of you have to do, and you will lose points for not doing that, so just be aware of it. So those 4, part of your grade will be to watch 4 other videos and make appropriate and positive comments. Nothing snarky, please, and be positive and supportive. Introduction. You have no doubt learned a lot about pollution and global warming associated with the use of fossil fuels like coal, oil, and natural gas. Our modern society is very reliant on these fossil fuel sources, but we have options that have the potential to be less impactful on the environment. We're actually seeing that now with COVID. Specifically, in this assignment, you will have the opportunity to study the following alternative energy sources. You can do wind, solar, geothermal, tidal, biomass, hydrogen, hydroelectric, which kind of ties into tidal. So I kind of clump those together. And nuclear. Nuclear is technically not a renewable energy, it's an alternative energy source, but I include it here because it is one that's used pretty much worldwide. You will do this assignment in the following steps. Step 1, choose your topic. That's what you're doing today and tomorrow, or whatever your tomorrow is with me. You're going to choose 2 of the alternative energy sources listed above to investigate. One must be for use at home use or transportation. The second can be used anywhere. So if you want 2 home ones, do 2 home ones. If you wanted a community one, do that. Tidal barrages are really more of a community thing, as we could maybe do something like that on Lake Superior, but usually that's more of an ocean coastal area that gets to do that one. So you can choose community or home. You have to choose one home/transportation, and then if you want to do 2 of those, that's fine. Otherwise, you can do a community-based one, that's fine as well. 5 points. So this is now conducting your research. This is what I need you to find, and this is what you need to include in your presentation. Once you've chosen the 2 topics above of sources to study, use online sources to find the following information for each of the following energy sources you chose. 5 points. A description of how each energy source works and produces electricity. In the case of like a biofuel or biomass fuels, that's not really producing electricity, but it is producing energy. It runs like gasoline. The same with hydrogen. So kind of explain how those work. 3 points. For each source, you should include a diagram, graphs, video clips that help with your explanation. I kind of expect and would hope to see all 3. 6 points. You need to list 3 advantages for each source. So I would expect to see not, okay, here's the pros of this one and this one. I would expect to see, here's your first source, here's your second source. 4 points for 2 drawbacks for each source. There are always drawbacks. You can figure out which ones you think are the most appropriate to include. 3 points. Where and how will this be used? Is this for home, transportation, community? Where is this used? 2 points. What is the average cost of installation of the home or transportation costs? No need for community installation prices. Those are virtually impossible to find. But you can, research how much the average cost a geothermal unit uses for your house, for solar or for wind, for home use. You can also, like I did a lot of research, I have a hybrid car. You can include hybrid cars as well, that's fine. Honda has hybrids, Mitsubishi has hybrids, Tesla obviously has an all-electric. So you can find average cost for those. So you'd probably want to include a cost range if you're doing Tesla, because there's the cheaper ones that are more affordable. And then there's the really cool ones that are, still new and really a little pricier. So what's the average cost? 4 points. What are the environmental impacts? So you can have positive and negative impacts with that too. The positive are, most of these are less polluting, but there is some point source pollution at the creation and the recycling of these. So that's kind of what that's talking about for the environmental impacts. 10 points. Here's the big one. Once you have gathered the above information, you have to develop a well-argued, fact-based opinion on whether each energy sources are something that you can and will use in your future. So not only do you need to tell me about it, but you need to tell me if you think this is something that is feasible for you to use when you're my age. And I'm even talking by the time you're in your 20s. Some of you will be making choices on transportation of regular gas, alternative biofuels, hydrogen. You could be looking at a hybrid gas electric combo like I have right now, or all electric. So these are choices you're going to be faced with a lot sooner than you think. So the other ones, how are they going to be feasible in the future? Now, you have to present your findings. So once you've found the above information for the 2 alternative energy sources or transportation, you must create a video presentation. So I am not expecting all-out movie grandeur, but if you want to use iMovie, I guess I don't care. If you want to use Screencastify, that's entirely up to you. Whatever you have available to you on your Chromebook or on your home computer or laptop, whatever you're using, it doesn't matter which way you do it, as long as I can get a link to it. So it probably needs to be savable in your Google Drive. Presentation. This is not simply an essay of your information. Remember that as part of your research, you are required to use diagrams, videos, and graphs to help explain how each energy source uses electricity, or energy in this case. 2 points. You need to make sure you've included pictures from the web, short video clips that can be used to explain how each energy source goes. Now, you have a max of 6 minutes for this presentation for 2 energy sources, so that means you have to be concise and to the point. So your video can't be 6 minutes long because you won't get any points for anything else. And it's only a 40-point assignment, but 40 points of summative at this point, if you don't do this, can drop you a letter grade or 2. So be aware of that. You need to get this presentation done. So 1 point to create your presentation using Google Slides, PowerPoint, Prezi, Pages, whatever it is that you have best available for you, and then present it. 1 point for your final presentation to be recorded with something like Screencastify, or again, whatever available to you on your Chromebook or computer. 1 point is for, there is time constraint of 6 minutes per presentation. You're going to lose. Okay, this is a give me point, people. If you keep it to 6 minutes or under, there's no way you can get that wrong. But if you go over 6 minutes, I'm going to dock you that point. Again, it's not going to be a huge dock, but it is one less of perfect. And then your last point is for doing that positive and appropriate comments on 4 others. And that one I'm going to hold you to. I will count to make sure you've done 4 of those, that you've watched them, because I think it's important for you to go see what some of the other people have found. And we'll probably be doing some discussion that day, and I'm giving you 24 hours notice. We will have a Zoom session on the last day during our scheduled class time, so you need to set your alarm to get up for class that day. So just be warned that that's coming up. Again, once your video is completed and uploaded, share that link in the discussion post below and include your energy topic. So again, how we went through that. So that is where you submit it, is on the May 28th and 29th. Where you are right now is on May 5th and 6th. And the other thing I did give you was in this just a pages document, I put the same information so you don't have to scroll all the way down. You can go ahead and present that there. I'm also going to probably give you a 1 question thing on day 2, and you're going to need to tell me which 2 alternative energy sources you selected. So be prepared. That's probably your easiest point to get. Please, as always, Zoom with questions, email questions. If anything is unclear on this project, it is your job to ask for clarification. Jump on Zoom. We can go through it and I can make sure you're understanding. Please, please take your time on this and use the time I'm giving you in class. Again, I'm telling you right here, you got 15 minutes to work today, 33 minutes, 35, 30. This is for an average student. Some of you will have more time, and if you're somebody who reads a little slower, you may have to do a little extra time for my classes to get this done. But again, it's a 6-minute presentation. We are not asking for a full 40 minutes. In fact, it will be shorter than this presentation I'm doing right now. Have a great day.